Hey guys, welcome back to the ground control station. And today we got Mr. Nick Melfi's President Lincoln 2 Plus and RM Italy KL 200. All right, got a little fan there, jerry rigged on top. That's how it came. All right, so even though the amp has heat sinks, there's nothing wrong with just, jerry rigging a fan on top. Why not? You keep the heat sinks cool and dissipating more heat. That's all it is, So, what we have to do today is just get this President Lincoln 2 Plus in line and rocking to run this KL 200p. All right, guys? So, we're going to get this thing out the box and, yeah, we're going to get rocking. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that 200p, all right? Basically, input dead key can be 1 to 5 watts. I do not recommend 4 and 5 watts. It'll be putting too much stress on the MOSFETs, especially if you're going to be a heavy talker, whether it's locally or DX, dude, roughly, we should be getting about almost 200 watts peak on sideband, okay? AM should be very, very close to that as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this on. All right. We're on channel 19, but 28 megs, huh? Okay, so basically we're just going to run through this right now on AM mode on 28 megs, okay? So RF power is all the way down and mic gain is all the way up. We will sit you down. Actually, let's just go to reflect real quick. So basically 25 watts in reverse, okay? Doesn't look like much reflect. Just under a quarter watt of reflect. Just under a quarter watt of reflect. Okay, so we're gonna come back here, turn the RF power all the way up. That's roughly a 14 watt dead key with about a half a watt of reflect. So, pretty sound. Pretty sound considering the dead key and reflect, okay? Now, we're just gonna go straight into it on the low side of the RF power. Mic gain all the way open, 1 kilohertz tone coming up. Yeah, she's a little weird. Backing the mic gain down now. All right. So here we go. Like I say, sometimes these President Lincolns are a little funny, considering, let me grab my handy dandy poker, considering the waveform. Okay, your positive envelope is a little weird. At least it's not splattering. At least it's not box card. And your carrier isn't pinched either, okay? We can clean this up. This is nothing, okay? This is still a clean sounding radio. But inevitably, when you have a waveform that's, let's say, your positive peaks are semi-distorted like this, most of the time, it just takes some readjusting. AMC, ALC, and final biasing, okay? these presidents can come a little weird from factory. But we'll get it straight, no doubt about it. Like, I'd rather see this from factory than to actually see a splatterbox radio come in here, okay? You know? So, we got some good things going for us, no doubt about it. And now, we're gonna clear that out the way. Come back here, mic gain's all the way up, RF power's all the way down. Let's do a little vocal. All right, my carrier's a little too big there. Let me see real quick. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. All right. And we'll center our trigger so we get some real-time waves there. And then we'll fine-tune it just a little bit. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. That doesn't look too bad. Let's go back to chorus. Audio check 1 2. Too small. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. $11 watts forward, true to the tone, true to the 1 kilohertz tone. And vocally, audio check 1 2 3 4 5. RF power all the way down, mic gain all the way up. A little over a 3.5 watt dead key with an average swing to about 28 watts. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. And a max peak of 56 watts. Audio check 1 2 3 and a max total reflect of 1.2 watts. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. 28090. 28090. All right, so now we're gonna come back here. RF power all the way up. About 14 watts, 3/4 of watt of reflect, 50 watt scale forward, about 14 watts, 100 watt scale forward, 14 watts. All right. Let's see that swing. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Black Ops technology. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Break 1, break 2, break 3. All right, so with the RF power all the way up, mic gain all the way up, got a max peak of about 58 watts there, man. So that will be way too much swing for your little buddy here, Nick. Okay, so let me get in this radio. We're going to convert it, okay? And we're going to clean it up a little bit, just a little bit. Doesn't need much touch, all right? But a little bit is needed. You've seen the waveform, all right? And then we're going to get this radio match to run your little burner, all right? So let's get this bad boy cracked open and get our Black Ops services rolling. No doubt about it. Hold on to something. All right, jumping back in with a little piece of knowledge for some of you do-it-yourselfers out there, man. Okay, considering the President Lincoln 2 Plus and the 11-meter band conversion, okay, a lot of guys are hitting me up in emails and stuff saying they're doing it to the, they're doing the conversions themselves and they're having trouble. Where's my handy dandy poker? They're having trouble getting solder, okay, to bond with the pads. Well, let me tell you guys, you see the sheen Do you see that? I know, you know, the best references I can give you is like a clear coat or like a acrylic sheen to this PC board. After everything is said and done and this thing's ready to go, man, they spray these boards, man, with some type of clear coat. So inevitably these open pads get sprayed down as well, thus stopping or making the bond weak between component, solder, and pad. Okay, so the solution for this is just a quick remedy. You can take a scalpel or something that's really small and just scrub the pad. Okay, the pad is just, it's a metal. It's all it is. Just scrub the pad. Okay, it doesn't. You don't have to fucking really get in there with some elbow grease. Just scrub the pad a little bit. Okay, you'll see a fine dust come off of it, which is that clear coat. All right, and then do it to this one too. All right, and then put your component in, which is a 1K resistor. All right, I use a 2 watt. Yes, you can use 1 watt. Yes, you can use half a watt and a quarter a watt. All right, there's the band code. Let's put it behind the black. There's the band code for the 1K resistor. All right, so little piece of knowledge there for you guys. 1K resistor, scrub your pads, solder it in, and rock on. All right, we'll be back. All right, and here's another tip for you do-it-yourselfers, man. Okay, now get you a nice good bottle of some Kester low solid, no clean flux. Okay, and all you need to do, and I'm telling you, this stuff is badass, man. All you need to do is just have a little dab and a little dab. That's it. That's all you need, man. Okay. Now, my soldering iron is heating up right now. I solder at 480 degrees, man, because I'm a boss. No, I solder at 480, dude, because I'm really good at soldering, so it's always touch and go for me. And eventually, when people get skilled enough, okay, the higher the temperature, the faster and the cleaner that you can actually solder. Okay, like when you're a low level and you're just getting into it, you know, I don't recommend 480 degrees. I don't, you know, until you get the actual soldering pack down, okay, which is heat your work, lay the solder, let it solidify. Okay, and don't forget about flux. All right, flux helps your work get hot quick, and it helps the solder to bond to your pad or whatever metal that you're installing the component to. All right, so it should always be touch and go. Now, considering the President Lincoln 2 Plus, this bezel is plastic. As soon as you touch this thing with a soldering iron, it melts. Okay, quick. All right, so always solder from your side or from your back, okay? Never solder, all right, from the front. Never solder from the front. If you solder from the front and you gotta go down here and solder in that resistor for your 11-meter band upgrade, it's gonna touch this bevel and it's gonna melt it quick, okay? So, a little bit of knowledge for you do-it-yourselfers. Kester, get it. It's on eBay. Technicians who don't know about it, who are stuck in their old ways and their old flux paste. Kester, that's some badass stuff, dude. No cleaning up, no residue, no nothing. All right, let's keep it rocking and rolling. We'll be back. All right, so after your solder job, your 11-meter band conversion, here, these two, this is what it should look like, man. Okay, not much different than the robots and the factory solder arms. Okay, not much difference. All right, now since I use a 2-watt resistor for my conversion, which is right there, that big blue beast, okay, I have a stand-up component, so it's actually standing up. All right, now if you use a 1 watt, half a watt, quarter watt, then it's definitely going to lay down on the board for you. All right. Like I say, man, it might be a little bit of heat that generates through that circuit, but, you know, I just put a 2-watt in because I'm not a cheap ass. That's all. You know, a little bigger wattage rating is not going to hurt anything. All right, guys. So that's what your conversion will look like. And then in the next clip, I'll bring up the actual menu interface code for this thing yet again. And remember, guys, I have plenty of other videos on this model. I mean, probably maybe a dozen now, maybe over that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that number. But all those previous President Lincoln 2 videos, especially the older ones, they're highly informative videos about this rig. So we're going to keep it going. No doubt about it. And we're back. So after you do the 11-meter band conversion with the 1K resistor, you are to come to menu, hold it down, use the channel button, up, find CB password, 1, click, 2, click, 3, click, 4, click, and 5, click. The radio resets, and poof, like magic, you're the 11-meter band, brother. Okay, so this will be your VFO, of course. See how it's changing this digit here on your frequency? This is fine-tuned. All right, and to change that underscore for each digit, you just come here, click, and you can change those. All right, this is fine-tuning your frequency. All right, that's all it is. Here's your channel selector. This is what we're going to be using. Channel 6, the Super Bowl, man, where all the big dogs and the splatter boxes fuel the engine and fly the rockets. I'm a poet and y'all guys didn't know it. All right, anyways. And Channel 9, of course, that's your favorite stations for the guys in Mexico and South America, all those big stations. Now, don't get it twisted. Some of those stations out there are doing some serious wattage, man. I got a guy down in Guatemala, man, that I talk to, and he speaks and understands very good English, okay, about as much as I understand Spanish. So communication is great, and man, I'm telling you, 25K, dude. He showed me his whole system through video, and we talked and chatted, and wow, 25,000 whiskeys. Whew. Anyways, channel 19, Super Trucker channel, 27185. All right, so conversion is done, man. All right, we'll peer into your radio one more time. As you can see, Mr. Nick Melfi. None of your trap coils are spread beyond factory. Okay, of course there's a small spread there, but that's basically how it comes from factory. Okay, there's 2 different coils there actually. All right, so it's really truly not a spread. Now we had pulled back all of these and checked your pads and checked your thermal paste. Everything's squared away. Same with your voltage regulator, and we also went down the line, man. Everything is squared away. Okay, we got this thing down to 40 watts. All right, and we're back. Okay, so let me grab my 2-division carrier. Let's fine tune it. Great. Center my trigger. 1 kilohertz tone coming up. True to the tone, you have about 25 watts peak. This is on the RF power on the low side, my gain all the way open. Now, let's stretch out this waveform vertically so we can see it just a little bit better. Now that's pretty. That is beautiful. Okay. Cleaned it up. Tighten up that carrier. And we're rocking just like that. Now, guys, sometimes these things get a little funky. Sometimes they're clean. And, you know, things happen with shipping. It can detune these things. I mean, it's a very rare occasion, but sometimes it is, man. You know, years ago, I got a 2980, man, and by the time it was shipped to me, it was all messed up. But it is what it is, man. But Mr. Nick, man, this thing is rocking. Okay, we're gonna get this thing squared away and get this thing on the amplifier. We're gonna show what it's doing on the peak meters, and then we're gonna do a little talk back, man, and see what she sounded like. All right, guys, let's keep on rocking and rolling. All right, and we're back, man. We got the amp installed. I kind of had to configure this little scenario here because I got hardline here. Unfortunately, this piece of coax and this piece of coax are actually my only jumpers that I have that aren't hardline. So I need to go ahead and make some new coax at a LMR 240, man, so we don't have to use this hardline anymore. But we got your 200p hooked up and in line. That is your power switch, your middle switch. Red indicates that this thing is on, okay? There's your preamp as well. Yellow, which actually kind of looks a little green here on my camera. That's your preamp on, okay? But you can still use your preamp even if the amp is off. All right, buddy? So now we are on a 1500 watt dry dummy load, and it's directly connected to the BK 1040. This thing is a gem, okay? This is one of my favorite pieces of equipment out, and I actually have 3 of them. 2 for backup, and then this one is the workhorse. But it has a receiver function, receiver audio output, so you can do a lot of receive work on here and testing. Also a 1 kilohertz tone audible injection, and 1K and 5K tone audible injection, and of course a watt meter. So now, since we are on the dummy load, we don't want internal RF load, okay? We want external. We want this one, all right? This is only a 100 watt dummy load in here, and we're gonna be doing way more than that. We're also gonna turn this to average and turn this from forward to reflect, okay? And then I'm gonna switch that to 100 watts, okay? So we're gonna be peaking over 100 watts, so I don't want this meter damaged. So it's gonna be reading reflect from average power, and external dummy load, 1500 watts, okay? So let's key it up. Mic gain all the way down, Nick. Mic gain all the way up, Nick. RF power all the way down. All right, brother? Actually, let's do the analog meter first. 100 watt forward, 50 in reverse, because the dead key is over 50 watts and I don't want to burn out my bird slug. So it's going to be 50 watt in reverse and 25 watt in reverse. Let's key up. Okay. About 1 watt of reflect. $92 watts. 100 watt bird slug. 92 watt dead key. Let's do it again. $100 watt bird slug. $90 watt dead key, spot on frequency. Looking good. Now let's do some modulating. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1 2 3 4 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go, Nick. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ground control 204, Black Ops technology. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Talk back. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Audio check, audio check, audio check. All right. So there you go, man. About 160 watts max peak and a 90 watt carrier. All right. So now we're going to clip back in, get this thing on sideband, and we'll show you what she's doing on sideband. Hold on to something. All right. And we're back. Lower sideband. AM mode, single sideband mode. 100 watts forward, average power. Audio, making my relays click, gotta be on the modulating side. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you had a max average rating of 60 watts forward, okay? Now, I know you heard my relays click in my BK 1040, but it's supposed to do that, all right? Just like relays and, amplifier, okay? Considering sideband, all right? Those relays click when you modulate, all right? So when this thing is operating, when this radio or any other radio is operating in sideband mode, you're gonna hear these relays in here act as if they do in an amplifier on sideband mode, okay? So now what we're gonna do, put you back over here. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, about 85 watts max peak on there. We're gonna bring this up just a little bit. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, considering sideband, you can crank it up a little bit, man, but not much, okay? Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 140 watts peak. All right, this little 200p doesn't do too much. We try to get at least 200 peak out of her, but I don't think it's gonna happen, man. And she's not hot, but I can tell she's a little warm. No big deal, all right? But this thing is stroking. Now on AM mode, don't touch that RF power, okay? Only single sideband mode, you can crank it up just a little bit, all right? To get that relay to catch while you're modulating and get that extra 140, okay? But this thing is stroking, man. It's doing real good and it sounds real good. And Mr. Nick, I appreciate your business so much. I really do, man. And this is another one in the making, okay? And by the way, Nick, that little fan that you jerry rigged up on there, that thing will keep this thing a lot cooler, man. It will, all right, considering heat sinks. Now, people are like, well, the heat sink is supposed to get hot. Ground control. And I'm like, yes, exactly. It's supposed to get hot and dissipate heat. But if you keep the heat cooler by a fan, these heat fins dissipate even more heat, okay? All right? So you got to understand, a little bit of breeze through these fins will never hurt, ever hurt at all, all right? And yes, you don't want to draw the air out of it. You want to induct the air into the fins, and it'll kick out from the front and the back, of course. All right? That's how you want to do it. But other than that, man, a 200p matched and ready for the President Lincoln 2 Plus. No two doubts about it, guys. Now, considering sideband, she is clean as hell. I mean, clean as hell. Now, we're still going to go ahead and keep the amp on. You know, it is a little dirty Class C amplifier, but if the radio's right, the amplifier can stay somewhat clean. Two-tone for sideband coming up. And true to the tone, 82 watts peak. Vocally, you'll get about 140 watts max peak out of here, and it'll be clean. All right, brother? We're gonna get this all squared away, package it back up to you, and get it back around your stack of bricks, man. So you can have some fun out there, okay? And like I say again, I appreciate your business. And remember, brother, before you key up this radio, always check where that RF power is. All right? Mr. Mophie, 73s to you, sir. YouTubers, CB radio addicts, amplifier addicts. Hey, man, if you just like shortwave listening, I still consider you my brother. All right? I appreciate you guys tuning in. 73s to all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the subscriptions. Ground Control 204, Black Ops Technology. And we're gone. Gone, 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 gone.